Hey everybody, it's your online singing coach, and today I'm answering a question from some readers of my blog. This one has come up a few times, and it's about accessing the higher range. Those higher ranges are your head voice, whistle, and falsetto. For people new to singing, this is actually one of the easiest things to tap into. When I take people to the series we're about to do, people often will gain 5, 6, 7 notes, a whole octave of notes they didn't know they had, sometimes even more. And a lot of that just has to do with the fact that we simply don't access the head voice on a regular basis. We don't speak in the head voice, we don't speak in the falsetto, we don't speak in the whistle range. So people don't even realize that they have those notes in their voice. They don't know how to find them. But there are some instances where we might use our head voice, and we're going to start with just getting into some of the sounds of a head voice or a higher range. So this is the first exercise we're doing. We're just making sounds. It's going to feel silly. Trust me, it's helping you find your notes. First one I want you to think about is imagine a big, scary spider, or whatever might freak you out if not a spider. Imagine the spider is suddenly like crawling right up your shoulder, and that's when you see it. What's the sound you're going to make? Ah! Ah! Right? Try it. Make that sound. Ah! Head voice. Next example. We're on a roller coaster. Oh my gosh, we've been going up, 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 up. Here comes the huge, steep drop down. What do? You put your hands up if you're feeling really brave and you go, ah! Do it. It might feel so silly, but we're accessing that range. Next example. This one's a little more chill, but it's the silliest of all of them. Who remembers cute little Elmo, the red fuzzy guy from Sesame Street? Just imitate Elmo. Hey everybody, what are you doing today? I'm gonna learn how to brush my teeth. Okay, so we got a little bit of character in there, but we're definitely up in a head voice. And final example, what's the sound that a police siren makes or an ambulance? Woo, 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 woo. And that's it. Now we have found our higher range. Now the next step is to start creating tone in this higher range, but we're going to ease into it. And we're going to do that with some lip buzzes. If you have a problem doing that, do. If you also can't do that, you can hum for this, but really it's easier to do it on a lip buzz or a tongue trill. And I highly recommend that you learn how to do those. Search it on YouTube. There's so many videos about it. Learning how to do that is tremendously helpful for singers of all levels. So we're going to lip buzz right now, and we're just going to slide low to high and back down. I went all the way up into whistle range just now. Let's try it one more time. Now notice how slow I went with the slide. I didn't skip any bits of my range. That's very important. I will often hear newbies go, no, not yet. We're not skipping intervals. We want to slide through all the registers. Now we're going to do that police siren sound again, but this time on a lip buzz. We're going to see if we can get a little bit higher each time we make the woo, woo, woo sound. The precise notes don't matter. We're just trying to go up, 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 up. So now we're going to take the slide and we're going to cut the lip buzz, and we're actually going to open our mouth for this like a big yawn. Ah, and same exercise, only this time with the mouth open. Ah. Now you notice that my voice cracked at the top. That's okay. I'm just warming up for the day myself. Those kinds of sounds are not a big deal as your voice gets familiar with the sounds. And by the way, you should always warm up for high notes. When you are singing high notes, it's not something you just want to roll out of bed and sing. Chances are you've already discovered some new high notes in your voice. Now it's just a matter of singing those notes. Tip number 1, make sure for your high notes, you keep your mouth open. Ah. Take 2 fingers, put them on the side of your jaw. Ah. And make sure you feel that little bit of popping open sensation for the high notes here. This is a big common mistake with newbie singers trying to get into higher notes, is going and you need that extra space for this high range. Did you hear the difference there? First exercise, we're going to hit these high notes, but short. Now we can go higher, but we're going to stop at that high C. Now, same exercise, we're gonna elongate the notes. So another little tip for this, besides making that mouth nice and open like that yawn shape, is for that high note, think of a little burst of air. These high notes can take more breath energy. You know, like when you're blowing up a balloon and the first little bit, you might have to blow a little bit harder. It's a little bit like that. Stop at that high C again, although you're certainly welcome to keep going. Now you notice that my tone had a lot of vibrato in it. Vibrato can make the tone production much easier in this higher range. So I will often tell my singers, when you're working into this higher range, to imitate what an opera singer might sound like, which will make these notes easier to sing, more pleasing to the ear, and more powerful, especially when it's backed up by excellent breath support. Now, I want to take a quick minute to talk just to the guys. Guys, there is some bad news. Most men are not tenors, and yet most of the men that we hear singing on the radio are tenors. So if you hear a Bruno Mars song, for example, and you're like, oh, I want to sing just like him, who doesn't? Chances are you're never going to come close to his range. However, most guys do have a higher range, but commonly they don't know that they have it, or they don't know how to access it. So we're going to access the falsetto range right now. And the easiest way, just like we were doing earlier, is just by making sounds that take us there. So this is the one for the guys. And just like the other ones, just like making you talk like Elmo, this one might feel really silly, but it's going to take you to your falsetto range. So your exercise is simply imitate a girl. Yeah, that's right. Go ahead, say something in a girly voice. You can make it stereotypical just for this, because sometimes I think it helps to be over the top with it. Oh, I just love that dress. It's going to look so perfect with my lipstick. Oh my gosh, you guys, did you hear what Becky said? Okay, I know, it's way over the top, but that's what I want you to do. Try it right now. If you're able to make yourself sound like a female, that's your falsetto. Now you can start experimenting with singing in falsetto. The challenge with falsetto is connecting it to the rest of your voice, but that's definitely another lesson. Today we're just finding the notes. So the next fun thing for you guys is learning how to sing in that falsetto. I have some great song examples for you. I will link them in the description as well, and you can also find them on the blog post that I'm creating this video for. But we start with Michael Jackson. Just a really, really short moment from Billie Jean. Da-da-dun-da-da, hey! Da-da-dun-da-da, hey! I don't know if that's the right key, but that's all you have to do. Hey! So you try that first. Just a short little burst. Second song is all in falsetto, but in a lower range. That's the song Just My Imagination by The Temptations. Your third challenge song, this is a little more intense, is Saturday Night Fever by the Bee Gees, all in falsetto. So just keep it light. Just think, oh, where's my girly voice? That's all it is. And then we finish up with Prince. I just want your extra time and your kiss. And again, probably not the key, but you know the song I'm talking about. So there we have it. There it is. Hello, high range. How did you do? Let me know in the comments. If it hurts, don't do it. Never try to push above where your natural range is. The best way to work your way up safely is on that lip buzz. That would be the place to experiment higher. But once it starts to feel like, no, don't go any further. Do not push it. And the other final note is what I said earlier. This might feel really weird. You might be like, oh, I sound terrible. No, you just haven't sung there yet. You just have to get used to it. And just like practicing anything, it's gonna take some practice. So give it time and trust yourself. See you next time.